What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Aviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have the GeminiJets May 2025 releases for you all. I hope all of you are excited for today's video, as today we're going to be checking out GeminiJets' newest set. So really excited to see what's going on here. It's been 5 weeks, super eager to see it and eager to see what direction they're going to go here. The last release was pretty good, so eager to see if they'll follow that up or change it up a little bit. So I hope all of you are excited, and without any further delay, let's just go ahead and get started, everybody. Starting with the 1 to 400 scale, we have an Allegiant A320. November 252 November Victor, and it's going to have sharklets or fence tips. New livery likely. Sharklets with the new livery, very nice. I really would have liked to see the fence tip, obviously, but beggars can't be choosers on another Allegiant. You all know that I'm doing Destin, always looking for new registrations and so forth, so definitely going to get this one despite the CFM, so on and so forth, and nose cone, but it should turn out pretty good. Very happy to see that one. I believe the MSRP is right with what the last ones were. Yeah, so $62.95 is now a new MSRP. There was a price increase a couple months ago, I believe, so just making sure. I know it's been a hot topic, so prices do remain the same. Gemini's been increasing prices about every 18 months or so nevertheless, super excited for this Allegiant A320. That's a really good release, definitely going to be getting that, and awesome to see Gemini continuing to exercise their hometown airline base there with the Allegiant aircraft, so that'll definitely be popular, and I'm really excited for that. So that will be a really cool one, so very similar to the Southwest 737 from the previous release. This will be really cool, so I'm eager to see what it's all about, so that'll be awesome. Next up, we have an El Al Boeing 737-800, and this is going to be for X-ray Echo Kilo Kilo, so a nice, pivot here from the previous releases. Now, I know that they did do a 739 a handful of years ago, so cool to get a 738, and this is obviously a pretty unique sector for Gemini, but continuing to diversify and adding aircraft that they've never done before. I certainly think there's a bunch of value to that, so very excited to see that aircraft. That one should turn out pretty good as well, and definitely eager to see what that's going to be all about. So another very good release right there as well. JetBlue A321neo, November 2180 Juliet, and this is the streamer's tail, so I believe I have the Panda one of this. So regardless, this is still a really good release. They've never done a JetBlue 321, I believe the streamer's tail that I don't think they've done, so this is really exciting because I believe they did balloons, but that was all the way back in 2019, so it's certainly been a while. So this should be a very popular release, and I'm eager to see how Gemini goes about this. So another very good aircraft, great to see more JetBlue. As I said, I already have this one, so for me personally, unlucky a little bit there, but that's okay, as I'm sure there'll be more aircraft here to choose from. So I'm eager to see what we have coming up next. Let's see what we got. A Midwest 717 previously announced. This is super exciting. November 920 Mike Echo. It finally comes to fruition. This is going to be a very exciting plane. I know one particular collector that's going to be extremely excited about this. Regardless, this is a really cool one, and I might get this just because of how obscure Midwest Airlines is in 1 to 400 scale. Obviously, I think it was Aero Classics or Seattle Model Aircraft or somebody that made a Midwest aircraft previously. They're very rare. I think Phoenix did as well. So yeah, definitely going to consider that one. It's a very good retro release. Gemini's really gotten a good rhythm of these retro offerings, and another very good one here to offer as well. So yeah, absolutely phenomenal distribution of releases so far. We'll see if we get another couple international planes. I'm sure we will, but probably a couple more US too. So let's see what we got next. And you can't forget about cargo. I bet that's going to be coming up too. Yes, we do get another international aircraft. This is the Saudia Boeing 77-9 Dreamliner Hotel Zulu Alpha Romeo Bravo, and this does have the updated delivery as well. Very happy to see this. If you all remember, I did get the 77-10 that came out previously from NG, so that was really cool to get at the, let's see, I believe I got that one actually at the London Heathrow model aircraft store that's right next to the airport. So very cool to see Gemini doing the 789. I don't think Gemini's really touched any Saudia aircraft, so I certainly think this is a huge moment for Gemini. I love the color palette on this particular release. I certainly think this will be very popular. So yeah, if I, in a normal circumstance, this would probably be a random international that I would get, but obviously I have the 7810, so I got to continue to explore my options. So maybe there'll be another option, although in normal circumstances, I would be all over this, and I could even get this one and sell my NG 7810, which there's absolutely no problem with the NG 7810. I just really like this palette back here, and Gemini's 787 mold is amazing because of the parent company JC. So nevertheless, that's awesome. I'm sure we're going to get the flaps down as well, which we do have here too, so take your pick on which one you want. I certainly think this is a very high quality release though, and I certainly applaud the efforts because I think only a couple others, if any other manufacturers, have got this done so far. So very happy to see that. That's really exciting. I think Gemini definitely made a very good choice on this. So certainly quite a very colorful palette here regarding the different airlines so far. So I certainly think there's been some really good choices. Next, we're going to get a TUI 737 MAX 8. This is a very exciting one. If I do find a good deal on this, I definitely am interested for the New Forest replica, despite having the 738. It's Gulf Tango Uniform Mike Yankee. So once again, very cool release. This will be very popular, as I don't think that NG's done it yet, which is very surprising. So I certainly think this is a very high quality release. We got the Jet 2 last month. This month we're getting the TUI MAX 8. So it's been nice to see a little bit of that European variety sneaking in here. So I certainly think there's some real value to that. So a very good choice. I certainly think that'll be very popular among collectors. So that's really good. United 787-8 does make it the 1-400 scale. NG also announced this one very recently, 26902. So very eager to see how this one turns out, and eager to see how it compares to the other manufacturers. I think Phoenix did this one as well, among a couple others. So yeah, that's going to be another very good release, and I think this definitely is a very balanced set, so pretty fascinating. I think we're going to get flaps and slats. No, the future is SAF. Sweet. Okay, I definitely will be getting that one. Very nice. So November 24988, I believe this is the first 1-400 company to make this aircraft. So good job, Gemini. You missed your horizontal stabilizers, but we can forgive that. So very excited. I absolutely will be getting that. And, you know, there's really no reason to wait here, right? Like, I would say NG would be great if they've made it, but they haven't, and nobody else has. So Gemini's solid, very solid, if not, I would say excellent 787 mold. We'll be getting my business here. So I'm very excited for that. This will be a really good duo, but United's definitely evolving. They are really, you know, exploring every option to make the airline more innovative and especially unique for a legacy carrier. I think liveries like this certainly tell the story. So this is going to look amazing at Great Plains. If another manufacturer does, I'll definitely consider it, but this is one of those where the mold's not bad. I mean, Gemini deserves the support here, so they're definitely going to get my business on that, and I think that's really awesome. The Allegiant's a little bit of a different story. I'm still going to get that regardless, but the United 789, that's a huge one for myself. Now, I think it's really interesting, you know, that they did both these 787s together in one set. Typically, you wouldn't see Gemini do this. This is not very common where they do the same aircraft type, same airline. And obviously with the livery being unique, I think that's what the distinguisher was on this particular release, but still very interesting. So very, very nice. And we're going to get the flaps and slats extended for the final release here, and that was to be expected. This is going to be a popular offering, so of course collectors are going to be interested in the flaps and slats extended. So the 1-400 set, do we have a Mac aircraft? Yes, we do. Let's take a look at our military offering. Never want to forget our military. And this is going to be C-17 from March Air Force Base, which is absolutely awesome. March, I'm forgetting where it is. I want to say it's somewhere in the southeast, maybe. It slips my mind, but always great to get C-17, and really good piece there on the front as well. So that's a really nice piece of the puzzle too, and I'm sure it's going to be desired among collectors. So really good one right there. So yeah, this 1-400 set, we'll talk about it more in a moment, but I am certainly very impressed. One more international maybe would have been nice, but hey, I ain't gonna complain. There's some really good options there. They did do 3 really good internationals, so a very nice release. We'll definitely talk about that more, but there was certainly no shortage of opportunity there. The Aeromexico 737-800 starts our 1-200 lineup, which is 1-400 model. I really want to highlight. It turned out extremely good, so eager to see how they do on 1-200, but definitely very impressed with the effort. So definitely excited to get that one. I think I'll give NG the 1-400 just to balance it out a little bit. Well, we'll see what happens. As expected, we have a flaps and slat extended version, so if you're into the flaps and slat variants, we have that available as well. Our next aircraft is going to be Argentina Air Force, Boeing 737-700. I think this is the all gray one. T99 is the registration. I would honestly kind of like this one. I know it's going to sound surprising, but I actually saw this at Oklahoma City a couple years ago. So, you know, if I am ever able, I can't talk, get too excited. If I'm ever able to sneak around a deal for, you know, a unique military aircraft, I definitely want to get one in 1-200. So this one definitely is there, but, you know, a B1 or another plane like that probably would be a better investment just from a, you know, variety standpoint. But this is still a really cool aircraft. So that's really awesome to see. And I think the registration should be on the nose and the tail is really cool. So that's a really cool color as well. So awesome to see that. That's a very good release. We have the British Airways Airbus A380 making up here, Golf X-Ray Lima Echo Echo. You can never go wrong with having this aircraft here. The British Airways A380 is such an iconic, stunner, whatever you want to say for it because of how cool it is. So I'm certainly extremely impressed by it, and I think that's a really good choice. So awesome to see the British Airways A380 there. That's a very good choice and will certainly be very popular. So another very good offering. Okay, next we have the course, or let me see if I can say this, let me see if I can sound it out. Convisa maybe. Venezuela, Airbus A340-600, Victor Yankee, what a registration, 3545. I didn't even know this airline existed. This is complete news to me. What a cool looking aircraft though, quite delivery. I really applaud Gemini for this. I think they beat in-flight out on getting this one done. It's one of those, it's like the World Atlantic MD-80 or whatever else. Very unique aircraft. I certainly think it's cool to see them exercising the Airbus A340-600-1200. I'm not sure the last time they did that. It's probably the Lufthansa maybe. So that's extremely awesome. I'm extremely impressed and definitely eager to see how that aircraft comes out. I'm sorry, they did the green A340-600, I think. I'm forgetting the airline name. But Manhattan or whatever it is, I think it's what the airline is. But anyway, really cool to see this. Very awesome aircraft, and I'm sure it's going to perform really well. So very impressive. There's no shortage of surprise there with that aircraft. So that's really cool. Very impressed to see that. We have an Emirates A350-900, so that means the 1-400 A350 should be coming soon. I'm definitely interested in that one. Alpha 6 Echo X-Ray Bravo. Yeah, it's a sleek looking plane, guys. I was very fortunate to get to see it in Dubai just a few months ago, and it's certainly a very, it really symbolizes Emirates well. I feel like it really fits their scheme of what they are. Very sleek, very uptight, very premium airlines. So it's a really cool aircraft to see, and I certainly think that one's going to be very popular among collectors. So very happy to see that right there. It's absolutely fantastic. Okay, we have a Hawaiian Airbus A321neo. This makes it up from the 1-400 scale last month. November 208 Hotel Alpha. Another very good release and a great time to swing it here if you're looking for just a really nice aircraft that you don't already have. So definitely would love to get one like that sometime, but I actually have the 787 in the corner right here. So we'll see what happens. Very nice. Okay, the Coletta Boeing 777-300ER, I think the F. I think this was in maybe the February release, but nevertheless, this makes it to the 1-200 scale. 779 Charlie Kilo is the registration, so I certainly think that's going to be really cool, and I would be shocked if we don't have flaps and slats extended, which we don't. We actually have the Southwest 737s. I got too excited and jumped there. So we had the flaps and slats extended in the normal one. I definitely would like to find the NG because I think they did a really good job on it, and I really want to explore that mold. So that would be my first pick. But if this was there for like I got at the other Chicago show last year, $40, I would never turn it down. So yeah, really cool to see Gemini doing this. This is going to be an extremely popular aircraft, even though NG already did it, which NG did win this one. There's no doubt about that. But I'm sure there'll be plenty of business for this one as well. Just like the other releases, there's never a bad time to do a Southwest 737. So yeah, definitely a low to 1-200 set, but I think all this complements the Southwest very well. So that's really cool. In a Spirit Crowns Airbus A320, that's insane. November 633 November Kilo. What a surprise. So it does have the Wi-Fi box wardrobe malfunction. And I do want to say, I feel like maybe I did fly 633. If you all will give me just a second here, let me see if I can get a new tab going here. Let me see if I did, because if I did, I definitely do have interest in both scales. But let me take a look here. Thankfully, because of these amazing computers and technology, I'm going to be able to get an answer right on the dot. So let me go ahead and see. It might have been 642, but it could have been 635. I can't remember its registration. So let me see what it is here. It was, let's see, 632. So close. 632. I knew it was a Crowns. I just didn't know which one. 632 is the one I flew, but nevertheless, I'm still interested for sure. So that's really cool, and definitely look to get the 1-400. Aero Classics did it way back. It's a very sought after aircraft, despite the, them nearly all being repainted at this point. But Spirit's going to keep a couple in that livery. Definitely interested. But that's a really cool release right there. What a finish to the 1-200s. And that is the GeminiJets May 2025 releases. So quite a few pointers here for sure. Definitely was a very talked up release, considering the circumstances of the entire world right now and so forth. And I'm really happy to see GeminiJets not letting that affect the releases. So that's absolutely awesome. I'm really eager to see releases continue on schedule. Gemini's only been in business for 25 years, so there's no way that they're going anywhere. So taking a look at the 1-400s, just getting a high level overview here. I certainly think the variety is there, especially in the popularity sector. And Gemini really has got a good routine down for the majority of their releases, that being releasing 2 of the 3 popular US aircraft, a popular retro aircraft in the US, and then a few internationals that are really sharp. Particularly in this release, I think the Allegiant A320, Midwest 717, Saudia 789, and United 789 SAF really stand out, and those are definitely the ones I'm super interested in. And I mean, I definitely am going to be tempted if an opportunity arises to get the Midwest in the Saudia, but I'm definitely going to be prioritizing the Allegiant Airbus A320 and the SAF United 789. I was really happy to see that. That was a subtle surprise. So very happy to see that. I'm really, really excited about that. That was certainly not expected after seeing the Dash 8, which the Dash 8 is also a very good release and timing works out really well. So if the Gemini one, like I said, does work out well, I might get that one, or the NG. We'll just have to see. And regarding the other releases that are just as good, I think the LL 738, I'm eager to see how the Wingflex turns out. I'm sure they can do a good job. JetBlue is also very nice. That one's pretty rare from Panda anyway, so if you're looking for that aircraft, that'll turn out well, and hopefully they'll be doing some newer liveries here very soon. As I said, the Midwest Saudia, very good release. The TUI is also going to be a very underrated one, but one that we have to acknowledge the significance of. So I certainly think that's a very good release as well. But yeah, definitely very excited. And yeah, the Saudi is just tempting. It's just so frustrating to have the other 7, 8, 10. So I'd have to do a flip flop there. But I've done dozens of flip flops at this point, so that's not a problem. Then the Midwest, as I've said, and pretty good to get an MSRP at 59 on that, considering the circumstance, not bad. And don't forget about the C17. That's a very nice one as well, so that's really cool. Regarding the 1 to 200 scale, there's no shortage of variety. I think the Spirit is a very interesting aircraft. I'm eager to see if they're going to do that 1 to 400. That's one of those 50-50 ones. I could see it going either way. The Southwest is going to be extremely popular, so definitely jump on that if you're interested. And yeah, eager to see how they do on the A340, the Aeromexico, the Emirates. It's going to be a very exciting one. So there'll be no shortage in here. So overall, I think this is a very well-balanced release. I don't think there's any shortage of aircraft, especially if you're a newer collector, like the Allegiant A320, for example, is really going to jump. And same deal for any of these, really, if you are, just getting started. But I certainly am very excited to get those. So yeah, let me know what you're getting in the comments below. I'm eager to hear. But nevertheless, this is a very good release. GeminiJets continues to do what they do best. The releases have got so much better since times like 2020, and I'm certainly really eager to see how they continue to expand their footprint. Also, this might be the last release reaction here in this current location. I'll talk about it more coming up, but I just wanted to say, for anybody that's big on the sentimental value, this might be the last one. So yeah, I'll probably do a live stream for sure, hopefully before that, but nevertheless, we'll see what happens in the future. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love you do. My name's CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as CM Aviation is signing off.